Sarah, you won't believe this! James and I are having a baby!
Oh my god, congratulations! You guys haven't even been married a year! That's amazing how quickly it happened!
I know! It feels like just yesterday we were planning the wedding.
When did you find out? Have you told anyone else yet?
Found out last week. You're actually the first person we're telling, besides my parents, of course. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have brought it up. I'm sorry.
What do you mean? Why are you sorry?
Well, since you're still single, I probably shouldn't brag. I mean, I'm so much younger than you, but I'm already married and having a baby. Sorry if that's insensitive.
Don't worry about it. I'm not jealous of you at all.
Are you really okay with it, though? I mean, you must feel a bit lonely, right?
I'm genuinely happy for you and James. That's what matters.
Are you sure? By the way, how's your love life going? Any chance of getting married soon?
No plans really. I'd need to find someone first, but I'm not really in the mood to date anyone.
But don't you think you should start looking? You're not getting any younger. Is it true you haven't dated anyone since that guy dumped you after dating for like forever?
Yeah, getting cheated on after 8 years together kind of does that to you. I'm not really interested in marriage anymore.
I had no idea. James never mentioned anything about it.
My brother's sweet like that. He didn't want to tell anyone about what happened to me.
Was it really that serious? 80 years is such a long time, though. Did you ever think about why he might have cheated? But don't you think you're partly responsible? I mean, you must have done something to make him cheat.
Maybe, but cheating is wrong no matter what the reason. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I guess. 2 whole years of being cheated on, though? Must have been rough finding out you were fooled for so long. That ex of yours was an idiot. If you're gonna cheat, at least don't get caught.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, nothing really. Just thinking out loud. But seriously, you can't let one bad experience ruin your whole life. You know what they say, there are plenty of fish in the sea, though I guess some people are just meant to be single. You know, once you get over your trauma, you could always be our baby's godmother. You make good money, right? Think of our baby as your own. Well, maybe that's not the right way to put it.
That's thoughtful of you.
I mean, since you probably won't have kids of your own, you must have lots of extra money being single, right? Oh, and don't forget about my pregnancy gift, not just the baby shower gift, okay?
If you want.
Great! I'll send you some links to things I'd like later. You know, you're so lucky you can spend all your money on yourself. And now our baby, too. I mean, that's what family is for, right?
Right.
Hey sis, have you heard the news? Rose is pregnant!
Yeah, Rose told me. Congrats! My little brother is going to be a dad.
Stop making it sound so dramatic. It's weird hearing you talk like that.
What do you mean? I still remember when you were just a kid like it was yesterday.
You're really gonna go there? Remember when you used to pack my lunches for school?
Of course I do. You were so picky about the way I cut your sandwiches.
Hey, diagonal cuts taste better and you know it.
You still believe that? You're going to be responsible for someone else's lunches soon.
Now you sound like Mom. Though I guess you basically were like a mom to me. You took care of me when Mom and Dad were always busy with work.
I'm just so proud of how far you've come. Good college, great job, and such a beautiful wife. You've done well for yourself.
I just got lucky. Still can't believe someone like Rose would marry a boring guy like me who only knew how to study.
You're not boring. You're dependable. That's important.
Maybe. Rose says I work too much, though.
Is everything okay?
Though, is it just me, or has Rose been acting different lately? She wasn't always this demanding, was she? She used to be more modest, right?
What do you mean? Did something happen with Rose?
Well, nothing major, but she asked me to tell you to give both pregnancy and baby shower gifts. Isn't it kind of rude to ask for gifts directly?
Oh, don't worry about it. Rose can be a bit spoiled sometimes. She's probably just gotten comfortable enough with me to show her true colors.
You think so? Like she's treating you as family now? Should I be happy about that?
She was pretty direct about expecting gifts, which surprised me.
She's been asking for a lot lately. New furniture, bigger apartment.
That's normal for expecting parents, isn't it?
I guess, but sometimes it feels like... Never mind, I'm probably overthinking things. I'm really sorry about that. I'll talk to her. She probably doesn't mean any harm, though. She's just excited about the baby.
True, anyone would be excited about having a baby, but you might want to address her behavior before it causes problems with other people.
Hey, do you not like Rose?
That's not it at all.
Are you sure? You seem different when you talk about her.
I just want what's best for you.
Oh, good. I was worried you were mad at her. Yeah, she can be a bit forward sometimes, but that's what attracted me to her, you know? I like strong women. We even have someone like that at work, so I'm used to it.
Yeah, maybe it's good to be strong in today's competitive world. If it's a girl, she might grow up to be strong like Rose.
Just don't worry about the gifts, okay?
Are you kidding? This is different. I want to celebrate with my baby niece or nephew. Let me spoil them a little.
Don't go overboard.
I'm not. I'm just excited to be an aunt. Besides, I make good money, remember?
That's what Rose said, too.
What do you mean?
Nothing. She just mentions your salary sometimes. Well then, reliable Aunt Sarah, make sure you spoil our kid rotten when they're born.
Of course I will. That's what big sisters are for.
Thanks, sis. I mean it.
You know you can talk to me about anything, right?
I know. I just want everything to be perfect, you know?
It will be. Just take it one day at a time. Congratulations on becoming a dad! How does it feel?
Thanks. It's a girl. I really want to see her. Hey, can you send me a picture? I want to see what she looks like.
I can, but first, can I ask you something?
What's up?
Do newborns normally have blonde hair and blue eyes?
That's exactly what I was wondering about.
James?
Is it true that hair and eye color can change as babies grow?
Well, they can change a little.
Then maybe there's nothing wrong. I've heard some people's hair gets darker as they get older, but I've never heard of a newborn being blonde with blue eyes.
Have you talked to the doctors?
I was so shocked I had to ask. Are you sure she's mine? Could there have been a mix-up?
What did they say?
The nurses say she's definitely mine. I actually asked one of them quietly, "My baby looks kinda Caucasian. Is she really mine?" But they were pretty vague about it. I guess the hospital can't really get involved in family issues like this.
Where's Rose now?
In her room, she won't look at me. What's going on? What should I do?
Have you talked to Rose about it?
She won't even talk to me now. She's furious.
Why is Rose angry?
When I saw the baby, I blurted out, "Is she really mine?" Rose flipped out, saying, "How dare you say that to your wife who just went through labor?" Then she kicked me out of the room. I'm just standing in the hallway now, totally lost.
Did she say anything else?
She just started crying and told me to get out. The nurses keep giving me these looks. Should I go back in and apologize?
Wait a minute, let me think.
I feel like I'm going crazy. Maybe I'm just overthinking this.
Well, I can see why you'd have doubts, but maybe it's some kind of medical condition? Should I try talking to Rose?
Would you? But what if she gets angry again? I mean, it's okay if she gets mad at you instead of me, but if it turns out to be a medical condition, we'll need to apologize.
Let me handle it. You should take a walk. Clear your head.
What if Rose is right? What if I'm just being paranoid?
We need to know the truth.
But what if the truth isn't what I want to hear?
One step at a time, okay?
I keep thinking about the past few months.
What do you mean?
Rose has been acting strange, taking lots of calls in private. Said she was meeting friends I'd never heard of before. God, I feel sick.
Stay calm. I'll message Rose now.
Thanks, sis. I don't know what I'd do without you.
That's what family is for.
Real family.
Let me talk to Rose. I'll let you know what she says. Rose, congratulations on the delivery. I heard about the baby having blonde hair and blue eyes. James told me about it.
It's a pigmentation condition. Are you doubting me too? This is awful. I just went through labor and I'm exhausted. How could you and your brother say such things?
Well, it is unusual, isn't it? If it's a medical condition, that's fine. But I saw the picture James sent me, and doesn't she look kind of not Asian at all?
She looks completely Japanese. Are you accusing me of cheating? I would never do something like that.
Which medical condition is it exactly?
I don't have to explain anything to you.
As the baby's aunt, I'm just concerned.
Concerned or looking for something to criticize?
We don't want to think that either.
You've never liked me, have you?
This isn't about liking or not liking you.
Yes, it is. You've always looked down on me. You think you're so much better than everyone else. You're just trying to ruin my happiness.
Rose, this is serious. We need to talk about this.
You two are terrible. I'm so disappointed in James. Once I'm discharged, I'm taking the baby and leaving.
What? Where would you go with a newborn? Your parents' house? But that's so far away. You're planning to travel that far with a newborn?
That's none of your business, and I'm not telling you where I'm going.
Think about what you're saying. You just gave birth.
I don't need your advice.
Rose, calm down. We're not trying to accuse you. We just want to understand what's going on.
There's nothing to understand. You're just trying to cause problems. You just hate me, don't you? You're trying to find fault with my baby because you're jealous.
I'm not jealous of you.
Yes, you are. You're jealous because you got cheated on and couldn't find happiness as a woman. You're envious that I'm married with a baby, aren't you?
This isn't about me.
It's always been about you. You've always tried to control James. You're just bitter because someone finally took him away from you.
Stop making up accusations.
You're the one making accusations. Like I said before, I'm not jealous.
Then explain the baby's appearance.
Yeah, right. I've always thought you seemed like the jealous type. This is why I hate bitter old maids.
Who are you calling an old maid?
Well, that's what you are. A sad, bitter woman who let her man get away. Bitter old maids can't stand seeing anyone happier than them. God, I'm so mad! You'll regret underestimating us. Just you wait.
What exactly will I regret?
Everything! The way you've treated me, the things you've said.
I think you're the one who'll regret things.
Is that a threat?
It's a fact.
You don't know anything.
I know more than you think.
By the way, I should tell you, I just told my husband I want a divorce. After thinking it over, I just can't forgive what he did.
The divorce is because of my brother?
Of course it is. He actually asked if the baby was his. I'm deeply hurt by his words. I'll be seeking emotional damages in court, and he'll have to pay child support until she turns 18.
James was right to ask. Your reaction says everything.
What's that supposed to mean?
He doesn't need to pay child support. She's not his child.
What? Still on about that? Since you've been investigating me with a private investigator, things have been really difficult.
If the baby was still here, we could do a DNA test to prove James is the father. I had to collect evidence the hard way by hiring my own investigator.
Your own investigator?
A private investigator, like a detective. Remember when I told you about my ex cheating on me? I used the same agency then. I had them investigate you.
Me? What exactly were you hoping to find?
Something I could use. Anything.
How dare you!
I haven't done anything wrong. You've been seeing that American guy who loves Japanese culture, haven't you? You met him at a coffee shop 2 weeks ago. Were you wearing makeup then, too? I know all about him. He moved here because he was so interested in Japanese culture, right?
Leave him out of this! You've been following me?
So you admit it? That you cheated? There's no point in denying it anymore, is there? I'm glad you're not stupid enough to keep denying it after giving birth to such an obviously half-white baby. How long have you been seeing him?
About a year and a half. I was getting bored with married life, and when I met him, one thing led to another.
A year and a half? You were already seeing him before the wedding?
It wasn't serious at first.
You're the worst. I'm sorry, I was afraid to admit it because I thought you'd sue me for damages. Were you planning to have my brother raise this child as his own if he hadn't said anything? Didn't you feel bad for him at all?
I did feel guilty, but I can't survive if James leaves me. I thought I had to trick him somehow, for the baby's sake.
For the baby's sake, or for your sake?
You don't understand how scary this is.
Talk to your American boyfriend about raising the baby. Why try to burden my brother with it?
He doesn't believe in marriage, and I haven't told him about the baby. Even if I did, he'd probably just flee back to America.
So you plan to trap my brother instead?
What choice did I have?
Are you kidding me? Why should my brother clean up your mess? If your lover runs back to his country, raise the child yourself, or go back to your parents and have them help you.
I can't tell my parents. My dad is super strict. If he finds out I cheated and got dumped by my husband, he'll disown me.
Then figure it out yourself without depending on others.
I can't do this alone. You have to help me.
Help you deceive my brother?
Don't make it sound so simple. Raising a child is hard. Please tell James not to ask for damages. And I want a fair division of assets, too.
Fair? After what you did?
I deserve something for my time with him.
Oh, I'm sorry. Since I've never been married, I guess I don't understand a mother's struggles. And I definitely can't understand the mindset of a cheating woman.
You're heartless.
And you're shameless.
I'll make you both regret this.
Good luck with that. I have all the evidence.
You'll never understand what it's like to be a mother.
No, but I understand what it's like to be honest. James eventually divorced Rose. He rejected all of her unreasonable demands. Rose then tried to marry her American boyfriend, but he fled overseas and cut off all contact. She borrowed a lot of money to go to America to search for him, but never found him. With no other options, she had to turn to her parents. They agreed to raise the baby, but disowned Rose in the process. She disappeared after that. Wherever she went, she had substantial...
Amelia, you must be tired after everything. The paperwork did take longer than expected today. Did something come up when you were filing them? Just the usual bureaucracy. They needed extra documentation I wasn't expecting. But you must be tired too, Sarah. Oh, thank you for all your help. Are you holding up okay? I'm fine. I know these past few months haven't been easy for you. More importantly, how was the paperwork? Has everything gone through? I'm just finished, actually. This really marks the end of everything related to my husband. The funeral, the inheritance paperwork. I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. The lawyer mentioned there were quite a few assets to sort through. Yes, though most of it was straightforward. The house was the main concern. Tom's father's estate was quite substantial. Was the paperwork complicated? It was challenging, but manageable. I'm just glad it's over now. When he passed, I wasn't sure what to do, but thanks to Tom and you, we got through it. You know we're always here to help, Amelia. You've both been so supportive through everything. Speaking of support, I have to ask, are you really transferring the house deed to Tom? Yes, I've already completed the paperwork, though since we're living together, nothing really changes. It's just that Tom's name is on the deed now. The house has so many memories. Are you sure about this decision? The timing felt right. Tom's been managing most of the maintenance anyway. I see. Don't worry about it. Look, I never know when I might join my husband. I thought it would be better to handle this early. That's all there is to it. Oh, no, that's not what I meant. I just thought since the rights have been transferred, this would be perfect timing. Perfect timing? For what? Well, you've done your part, taking care of the house all these years. What do you mean by that? I don't like beating around the bush, so I'll be direct, Amelia. I want you to move out. What? What are you talking about? Why this suddenly? It's not sudden for me. I've been waiting for this. Waiting for what exactly? Tom and I have been discussing this for a while. Living together indefinitely would be difficult. When Tom's father was alive, you were here to care for him, but what happens when you need care? That would be troublesome. I understand that concern, but why should that mean I have to leave? This is my husband's and my house. I've lived here ever since Tom was born. No, long before that. Since my husband and I decided to start a family, this has been my house for decades. Was your house? Things change, don't they? What are you implying? But Tom's name is on the deed now, isn't it? So this house belongs to us now. You have no right to complain. What? Does Tom know about this? He's the one who suggested transferring the deed in the first place, but I can't believe that he could do such a thing. Like I said, Tom knows. In fact, that's why we manipulated you into transferring the deed. Sarah, you've always been so kind to my husband and me. Why would you do this? Let's be honest, it wasn't entirely out of kindness. I did what I had to do. What do you mean? Oh, it was exhausting, keeping you both happy. You've been deceiving us this entire time? Yes, all this time playing the perfect daughter-in-law. It gets tiring. So, everything was an act? Don't make it sound so awful. Tom and I just inherited the house from his parents. And now we're getting rid of the old bag who's become a burden. We're not doing anything wrong. I need to talk to Tom about this. Go ahead, he'll tell you the same thing. I understand what you're saying. I'll talk to Tom about our future arrangements. Is that acceptable? If you insist on dragging this out. I don't think it'll make a difference, but do whatever you want. I just want you gone as soon as possible. Please take care of it. I never thought you'd show this side of yourself. Well, now you know. The deed is done, so there's no point in pretending anymore.
Mom, you're not home yet? Didn't you finish the paperwork?
I needed some time to think.
Is everything okay? Did something happen at the office?
I'm on my way now, but more importantly, did you hear from Sarah? Is it true that you are agreeing with what she's saying?
Sarah? What did she say to you?
About me moving out of the house.
Oh, about moving out of the house. Yes, that's true. I've been discussing it with Sarah, and I think it would be better for you.
So you're really going along with this?
Going along with what exactly?
Better for me? I'm being kicked out of my own home. How could that be better?
Kicked out? Mom, what are you talking about?
Sarah made it very clear.
Come on, don't put it that way. This was always the plan once I got the deed. By the way, I've already packed your things. Check if I missed anything when you get back.
You're even packing my things without asking?
Well, the contractors need to start soon.
So you're serious about this? Were you and Sarah both just disgusted by us? Was living together a mistake?
Disgusted? What are you talking about? That's not it at all.
Sarah said you both planned this.
Planned what?
Don't be so obvious. That's why you're trying to kick me out, right?
Wait a minute. Something's not adding up here. What exactly did Sarah tell you?
Exactly what you'd expect. That you're both tired of living with me and want me out. Keeping only the house. You feel the same way as Sarah, don't you?
No, that's wrong. Besides, we've already discussed moving out with you before.
What do you mean?
Remember our conversation last month?
About the house repairs?
This house is pretty old, right? It's showing its age. Instead of repairs, I've explained several times that moving would be better.
Come to think of it, we did have that conversation.
Right, and I said once I got the deed, we'd demolish it. I've already talked to the contractors. During that time, you'll need to stay somewhere else.
Oh, so that's what you meant by moving out.
Did you think I was abandoning you?
That's what Sarah implied.
Well, moving out might not be the best way to put it. I haven't told Sarah about the house yet, But since she knew you were leaving, I thought you might have discussed it.
No, I never mentioned it. Sarah apparently planned to take over the house, saying I was just a burden who needs to leave.
She said what?
That you both manipulated me into transferring the deed.
Wait, what? What the hell? Is that what she was thinking?
Well, you did say living together would be difficult. Aren't you on Sarah's side?
Mom, stop right there. I never said anything like that, or even thought about it for a second. Let me be clear about this. The difficulty was about this house, not living together. This place isn't wheelchair accessible or anything, right? As you get older, we'll need a proper setup. Let me be clear, I have no intention of stopping our living together.
Oh, I see. So Sarah just jumped to conclusions.
These weren't conclusions, these were her own plans.
What will you do?
Still, this isn't something I can overlook. Mom, go ahead with the moving preparations. I'll deal with Sarah.
Are you sure?
About confronting Sarah? Absolutely.
Well, this might cause problems between you two.
There's no question about it. Now that I know Sarah's true thoughts, I need to take appropriate action.
I understand. I'll leave that to you then.
Mom, I'm sorry you had to go through this. I can't believe that that's what she was planning this entire time.
It's not your fault.
Yeah. We'll sort this out, Mom. Just trust me.
Tom, your mother just left. Thank you so much.
Thank you for what?
Don't be modest. This worked out perfectly.
What worked out perfectly?
For helping kick out that old hag, as expected of my husband. You must have convinced her. She wouldn't have just listened to me, so that really helped. Now we can live in this house together.
Is that what you think is happening?
Of course, we finally have the house to ourselves.
Together? What are you talking about? You need to leave too. The demolition is starting soon. We can't demolish the house with you living here.
What? Demolition? What are you talking about?
Did you think we were keeping this house?
Of course we're keeping it. Why wouldn't we?
Exactly what I said. We're demolishing the house and selling the land. So this house won't be yours and neither of us will live here.
This isn't funny, Tom.
I'm not joking.
Wait, why demolish it? We finally got rid of that annoying old lady. Why would you do this?
Got rid of? That's my mother you're talking about.
You know what I mean. We don't have to pretend anymore.
I never said this house would be ours. You just assumed that on your own.
That's not the point. You agreed with me, didn't you?
About what exactly?
About getting your mother out.
About kicking my mother out? I was shocked when I heard about that from her. I didn't think you were such a terrible person.
Terrible? I did this for us.
For us or for yourself?
What's so terrible? It's better for us to use the house than having an old person living here. I didn't say anything wrong.
Listen to yourself right now.
I'm being practical.
What do you think my mother is? The fact that you don't think this is wrong shows how wrong you are. This house isn't here for your benefit. Don't misunderstand that.
But why demolish it? That's such a waste. We finally got this house.
Stop saying we got this house.
But the deed...
I told you this house isn't yours. It's despicable to think you can take someone else's property and kick them out to get it.
This doesn't make sense. I can't accept this.
Your acceptance isn't required.
We need to talk about this properly.
You don't need to accept it. I have the rights to this house now. Once I decide to demolish it, you have no say in the matter. Especially since you'll soon be a stranger to me.
Stranger? What do you mean?
Think about it.
You can't mean.
After hearing about this from my mother, I've made my decision. I'm divorcing you. I can't continue being family with someone who can't respect my family.
Divorce? Over this?
Over your true nature.
Wait, hold on. First the sudden demolition and now divorce? This is impossible.
The papers are already being prepared.
You can't be serious.
That's your problem, not mine. The movers should be coming soon for your remaining things. Once they're gone, leave. Goodbye.
You're choosing your mother over me?
I'm choosing decency over deception.
Tom, wait, Tom!
The movers will be there in an hour. Make sure you're ready.
What am I supposed to do about this? About which part? The house demolition or the divorce with Tom? You know exactly what I mean. I'm afraid I don't. Both, obviously. Why should I have to go through this? You seem to think I have some control over this. Of course you do. You turned Tom against me. Well, setting aside the house issue, the divorce is clearly your own doing. There's nothing I can say about that. My own doing? You're the one who told him everything. I only told him what you said to me. This is ridiculous. There is no way Tom would choose an old hag like you over me. You must have said something to him. Your true feelings are showing again. Don't act innocent. You planned this. I've told you I didn't say anything. Besides, I think your premise is wrong. This isn't about Tom choosing me over you. This is about the consequences of your actions. What consequences? I didn't do anything wrong. You don't consider trying to take someone's home wrong? Stop with the lecture. The demolition crew really came and kicked me out. Then Tom shows up with divorce papers. How am I supposed to handle losing both my house and husband at once? Your house? When was it ever your house? The deed was transferred. To Tom, not to you. We're married. What's his is mine. That's the result of your own actions. If you try to take someone else's property, you can't complain when you lose something yourself. I deserve that house after everything I've done. Is this how a mother-in-law should act? I've been a dutiful daughter-in-law, taking care of you diligently, and this is how you repay me? Taking care of us or waiting for your chance? I did everything right. I played my part perfectly. So that's your true feelings. In that case, neither Tom nor I owe you anything. Why not? All my effort was wasted. I deserve something in return for taking care of you. What's wrong with that? You really don't see the problem, do you? The only problem is you. Gratitude is something to be felt, not demanded, and it certainly doesn't give you the right to disrespect others. That's why you're in this situation. You should reconsider your attitude. My attitude? What about yours? Don't act so high and mighty just because you're the mother-in-law. That mansion should have been mine. I'll never forgive you for interfering. You still think I interfered? Obviously. Tom would never treat me like this otherwise. I don't need your forgiveness. Either way, the house will be demolished and you and Tom will divorce. No amount of complaining will change that now. That's right. The house being demolished and the divorce are your fault. So take responsibility and do something about it. You can still fix this. What exactly do you expect me to do? Talk to Tom. Make him change his mind. Were you listening? The cause lies with you, not me. There's nothing I can do. You say that, but you must have poisoned Tom against me. That's why he suddenly brought up divorce. Your actions poisoned him against you. Stop avoiding responsibility. Believe what you want to believe. What you choose to believe is your freedom. It's not my place to say anything. What's with that tone? Are you saying I'm the one who's wrong? I'm glad you're finally becoming self-aware. Learn from this experience and be more careful about your choices in the future. The future doesn't matter. I'm in trouble now. And whose fault is that? Yours! All of this is your fault! Including your current troubles, this should be a lesson. As your former mother-in-law, I pray for your future happiness, though I don't know how effective prayers from a burdensome old bag might be. Don't mock me! Goodbye, Sarah. I hope you find what you're looking for. Subsequently, Sarah and Tom divorced. Though Sarah opposed it until the end, she finally agreed when Tom showed his willingness to go to court. No compensation was required, but losing both her husband and home at once left Sarah in a difficult financial situation. The divorce proceedings were surprisingly quick. Sarah tried to claim she deserved part of the property value, but since the house was already slated for demolition and the deed transfer happened during marriage, her claims didn't hold up. In the end, she was left with only her personal belongings. Sometimes I wonder if she really thought she could take the house from us. Her plan seemed so short-sighted. Assuming that just because Tom's name was on the deed, she could claim ownership and force me out. Perhaps she never understood that family bonds aren't so easily broken. I hear she's now living with her parents, but having grown accustomed to doing nothing during our time together, she's apparently troubling her parents by refusing to work. If this attitude continues, she might eventually be abandoned by her parents too. But that's something she'll have to realize on her own. As for Tom and me, we sold the land after demolishing the house and used the money to build a new home. We still have some of my husband's inheritance, and Tom has his own career. As long as we live modestly, we should have no problems. I hope Tom finds a new wife before I join my husband, but the wounds from Sarah are still fresh. I'll leave that to Tom's own feelings while I spend my remaining years in peace. Sometimes I think about what Sarah said, about deserving the house for her years of service to the family. She never understood that family isn't about keeping score or expecting rewards. It's about genuine care and respect. Perhaps that was the real lesson in all of this. In the end, we didn't lose a house, we gained clarity. And sometimes that's worth more than any property could ever be.